Thank you for coming. And honestly, we were planning to invite someone else, an expert actually, to come and speak. Because even I wanted to listen to others who know more than me. But yeah, I think it didn't work out. And I love this subject. Those who don't know about me, I run Amazon. We are basically a fintech company. We serve clients in Middle East and Africa, all of them are banks. But my interest is in linguistics, so I studied linguistics. I'm an engineering graduate. I studied MA linguistics last year. I have an intention of doing PhD, if time and everything permits. So this is my area of interest. So I do research a lot on this. So basically, I know language, culture, history, and also food. So we often use food here, people have seen. So just to start with, anyone who's come across this one, this structure? This is called not really. This is called the postminar. This is mainly it is found around Delhi, those regions. So basically, I want to start with the Hindi proverb. Coast badle pani, char coast par banana. Wouldn't that much, but this is a very interesting proverb. It says, in every 4 kilometers the water changes, and in every 60 kilometers the language changes. So we are such a vernacular country with lots and lots of languages. Today I'll be touching four topics. It's a very short presentation, so don't worry that it won't take too long. So the language diversity in India is the first topic. I follow Mr. Ganesh Dave. He's a self-taught linguistic scholar, basically English professor by education. So he has started People's Linguistic Survey of India. Government has a linguistic survey of India, but he has started a People's Linguistic Survey of India on his own with volunteers and everything. And he has come up with lots and lots of books documented all over India, the languages that are spoken in India. Okay? So, as per him, a lot of languages have lost citizenship in India. Post formation of language-based state states. So, as per 92 languages spoken in India, in 10 years, it was brought down to 108 officially. So, the other online section was moved to others, which means 96% of Indians speak 4% of the languages all over India. And 4% of the Indians speak the 96% of languages. It means that a lot of languages are losing importance. So he was shocked by this fact and he started this movement of People's Linguistic Survey of India. So if a language is not spoken by more than 10,000%, then it is not considered as an important language or not part of the schedule. So it is moved to others. So what is happening now is that it took 4,000 years to build a diversity for our ancestors, but it's just taking for us an year to do this, which means 4,000% of diversity is what we are doing in terms of language, any other culture, environment and everything. So as per him, every language is unique in one, which I believe so. Even if one person speaks a language, it needs to be preserved. But the depth of a language is always a cultural tragedy, which means that we are losing wisdom, battle stories, games, and music. So, an average of 6,000 languages are spoken all over the world. It is predicted that in 50 years, 4,000 languages will disappear. It's purely because of this globalization, a lot of other factors, but this is happening now. So, you would have seen the regular state map of India, states map of India, but this is the linguistic map. So this will tell you the different languages that are spoken all over India that have been killed is a cruel word, but that's what happened to them. See, what happens when it is not recognized by Indian government means that you cannot study that language in school. So, in Tamil Nadu, at least you speak Tamil, but if you go to Karnataka, there is Tulu, there is Konkani, there is Kannada. So you just go to any, I have seen this funny comments in the YouTube section. Kannada actress giving an interview. she is from a Tulu origin. People in the comment section say, this is Kannada speaking Kannada, speaking Kannada, speaking Kannada. No? Not just Hindi killing Tamil, it's Kannada killing other languages. It's bigger languages killing small languages. This is what's happening actually since the formation of the states. Earlier to that, people had their swords, people had their space to speak, people respected their language. Then this happened, and now it's one India, one language is happening, so I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So this is the original map of India by the languages that are spoken by the people of India. So in general, you see it's bifurcated by two different colors. So the north and central India, most languages belong to the Indo-Aryan language family, and south, most languages are part of Dravidistan. So this is Dravidian, this is Indo-Aryan, and each language family includes more than 1,000 spoken languages. So it's very complex. We come from a very diverse language history, which is being lost or we are losing them as we live now. So on this day, I just wanted to remind everybody to speak their own language as much as possible, because the scripts will come and go. Earlier it was written on a stone, then it moved to a copper plate, then we printed it, now it's in digital. It will change and it will go off, but it lived 65,000 years, more than that, just because it was spoken. So it's very important for us to speak our own language, to be proud about our own language. I'm saying not just Tamil is an important language. I love all the languages all over the world. Any single language, even if, as told by Mr. Ganesh, the way it is spoken by one person is very important, because it has years and years of experience to form a word, to form a sentence, to denote something in the language. So it's very, very important to preserve that. It's because it's history, it's knowledge and everything. So as for him, he was wondering why this divide between these two languages, why they didn't mix, even though it was under the rule of Mughals and Britishes and everything. If you see that the Dravidian language, there's like 50% to 60% different than the Indo, or just because there was a huge chunk of tribal languages in the central India, which was geographically bifurcated in India, language-wise. So one of the good things happened, I would say, because otherwise we would have been speaking one language. Ideally, but that did not happen. Just because there is numerous tribal communities, they say that nomadic tribes and the tribes that were named as thieves, those, I forgot the name of it. So those kind of people were all over this place, were living. So anyone, if you have read history, people going from south to north for trade or something, if they go, people at home will cry and send them off, because they are not sure that they will come back. Because of this tribal, this area, they need to cross and go there.
This belt is still...
It's still. If you go by train also, you will find the difference. It's still the same. They don't follow Indian law. Most of the places don't follow Indian law. But that's the way it is. So that's one of the reasons we have this difference in language group, that is Indo-Aryan and the Dravidian. So just wanted to share a few facts. By 2011, the PLSI recorded 78 languages, down from the 1652 India has been by the census, out of which 197 are endangered, 42 of them are critically endangered. So we are almost losing this number of languages from India, and they have been documenting. PLSI has been documenting the findings by the volunteers all over India. So they have 39 books published, and some 35,000 pages are being vetted for publication. Out of these 780 languages, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Northeast, Maharashtra, Gujarat in the west, Orissa and Bengal in the east, Rajasthan in the north have most of the languages out of 70. So we have 68 lyric scripts in India. We publish 25 languages, newspaper in 25 languages, and our RTI radio program broadcasts 120 languages. So it's very vast than what we know what we have heard. So India is a vast country with numerous languages that are still being spoken, practiced, envisioned, written, everything. Out of all this, only 4% of languages are represented in Parliament. So this is very ironical that not all the languages are represented there. If you go to UN, if you are part of UN, if you need to make a presentation, it would be, UN is spending a lot of money to translate that. As we speak, it will be translated in all other languages of the people who are sitting there. So they think that language is very important. People, the language is respected, but in India we don't do that. And of the 4,000 languages that may disappear, 10% are Indian languages in the next 50 years. So these are the facts. So as per him, language is man-made and comes out of great human labor. Thousands of years are spent before language is born. So if you lose our languages, we are doing a great injustice to our predecessors and ancestors. So it's very, very important to understand that we are living in such a huge language community. So, and it is very important to speak our language, preserve our language as much as possible. And the second topic is it's a very interesting TEDx talk, which I would share this presentation of that. I have a TEDx at the end. How language shapes the way we think. Hoot, however, is original language in Australia. So they don't use left or right to denote something. If they say, where are you? I'm not on. They don't say it's on my left, it's on my right. They say that, for example, if someone says hello, they won't say hello, they will ask, which way are you going? And the answer is northeast in a far distance. So as you cross people, they will be asking you questions and directions. So everything is in direction based. Even if you, and they will finally realize there's an ant on your surface plate. They won't say you're on your left leg. So it's such an interesting thing. Even if I go, I have a farm in a village. So if I go to my farm, my farm helpers, and all the people who come there, they use the directions to say anything. They will say that that's how they say. I have to see my iPhone to see the direction of the sun. I want to find out. I totally lost that direction orientation, but this is not just in Australia, even in our villages, people still follow that. So this is just one example of that. And the thinking also changes. For example, in German, sun is called feminine. When they refer to the sun, they will use a feminine word. Spanish, they use masculine. The moon is masculine for German and feminine for Spanish. And in Russians people can differentiate colors so easily. For blue, they have 4 different names, different varieties of blues. So if you go and put color cards to Russians or us, their mind works totally differently. So the language, affects your thinking, affects your decisions, affects your thought process, affects your mood, affects your knowledge, everything. So it's very important because, and it also affects your vocal cord. If you notice that the British, they don't open their mouth and speak. We pronounce every single word, and they have golden lips, they have thin lips, everything. The language you speak actually affects your facial features. If you see Indians living in US, third generation Indians, they have a different face if you see. Even though Indians, but they speak very an American accent, American English, their face features will differ. So that not only changes your thought process, it also affects your body. Which means that you have to speak the language. The third thing is that so I was talking about the downsides of the language that's happening in the languages. Some of the good things that are happening in this digital age. So if you remember, when I was a kid, if I want my jokes or stories or poems to be published weekly, I need to post it in post. They will get it, the editor will choose whether to publish it or write this. Sorry if it is scrambled, but nowadays you just tweet about it or put it in Facebook and they will take it and put it in. There is a section for that in our every week the famous famous Twitterati or Facebook personalities content message or meme or content or anything is taken by video and posted there. So if I have a quick in mind, if I have good in language, I don't really have to look for state of place or publications to do that. I can just quickly go and do it in Twitter and it can become viral. But you will get an audience. So the famous writer Jay Mohan said that in the digital age, people think that reading has reduced, but actually the reading and writing has increased. There's a version of story writers form because the bloggers who write about the things they love. The Facebook writers, you don't really have to write pages and pages. You can write a single paragraph or 2 paragraphs of things you like, of a political satire or a movie review or anything, or about a review about the book. There is an audience for that. Yeah? Hundreds of friends will appreciate that or they'll comment about your content. Even WhatsApp writers, I write a lot in Tamil now than I was in school or college because of this feature available in phone. So whenever I would like to share something more native, a joke in Tamil, I would prefer to type in Tamil. The same is applicable for other languages. Most of the Indian languages are available in smartphones now. So the reading has actually increased, the writing has actually increased because the social media has created more and more writers. There is a platform for that now, so you can create your own bloggers. There are so many famous blogs, there are so many Facebook personalities who make pretty comments, about the political happenings or a movie or anything that they love, if they are good in language. So the reading has increased. If you have visited the Chennai Book Fair, you would know that there's 15 crores was sold. It was the last year's, and this year I think it has increased. People are buying more and more books, more walk-ins, and the Kindle has been a boom for writers because it's very easy to publish, and it is very easy for me to read a book or using Kindle. I can loan it, I can try a sample of it. And it's also easy for the small writers to, it's very difficult to go to a publication and publish your book. It's not very easy for you, to go and balance it. But in Amazon, it is easily work with and then publish your book in Kindle. If it is good, it will definitely go for a print edition. So this is a very good advantage for the writers as well as the readers. Because I love Kindle. I like to read in Kindle because it's not just digital. It also has the references. You can search, you can index, you can choose a word and then look for a dictionary. It's evolving for languages like Tamil and everything. It's evolving. It's not as good as English, but you can just download a Tamil book and see how good it is. It has gone a long way. So another important development that is happening is typography. I attended a typography conference because I have interest in fonts, and there is a good amount of volunteers and people are contributing to this. If you're reading something in your phone, if you're reading or creating content in your laptop, the types, the fonts is done by these mostly by these people. There is one good Selenium is an app. Earlier it was an app, now it is incorporated into iOS. This was This is the guy behind this. So if you're reading something and writing something in your phone, and this is the guy, he's a Malaysian person, he runs a newspaper and he works with Microsoft and Google. And also Apple. So there, say for example, now if you type happy, the equivalent emoji will come, right? Similar to that they have done for Tamil. If you type Malaysia, you also say Malaysia, the relevant word, and also it will show you the emoji. Lot of things, they are doing a lot of things. It's a funny guy, it's a very interesting guy. I met him in the Self-Development Conference. He shared an incident. He was driving in Jaguar or something, a very luxurious car, and when he played a Tamil song, the script didn't come. So he went and fought with those people saying that Tamil is not coming. So he's such a fierce language lover. So his idea is that Tamil should be there in every department, wherever it could be. So even in those days, he used to have fun playing with, trying to create a car, something using different English letters. Then his interest in Tamil is that, and he's not just speaking, he's is doing a lot of work in the font creation and the software related, digitizing the content, providing space for fonts and technology for the mobile languages. So this is a very important guide. He's watch out for. If you can go and see Selenium, or you can download Selenium and have it. iOS and Android, they have their own Tamil fonts, Tamil keyboard, but Selenium is much advanced. Even if they have something for simple, not type a word, Yadani means that you will say Yadani and all. It will give the entire symbol, you can just click on it. If you would like to do that. So next is the build for the billion application opportunities in this digital age. So there are over 6.5 billion users around 50 popular languages worldwide. Only a billion prefer English. So 50% of Indian content is in English. So that's a big vacuum for the non-English languages. Today, as per India, English literacy is just 10%. There is over 800 million mobile users currently are not able to read contents or write contents or post contents. So they don't have. So this is an opportunity for someone to create. Hence, it is an estimated 3.5 billion mobile users worldwide are basically excluded due to unavailability of content in their own language.
This data is for text-related content, right? You still have YouTube which have native language content.
Yes. So, say for example, to receive notification in mobile from your banks in Tamil. Currently, some of the banks are sending, State Bank of India is sending, Vijaya Bank is sending. So now, after the Jio or everything, everybody is using smartphones. Everybody is having smartphones. There are much cheaper smartphones available, but it is in English. The vernacular Indians cannot use that. Not everybody knows English here. There is a huge opportunity to develop a localized content in mobile applications. So there's one interesting company which I came across. They have a cloud-based solution, language as a service, and they have been funded and they have been awarded by Qualcomm and everything. What they do is that democratizing the Indian internet. So content conversion, everything is cloud-based, everything is in real time. So you just have to subscribe to the service and then incorporate it in your mobile apps or anywhere you want to do. Content conversion, real-time contextual localization of static in 9. As of now, we are doing 11 Indian languages. Search and discovery in Indian languages, content, services, and products. If you develop an e-commerce website, not all the websites are in Tamil. All of them are mostly in English. Some of them are coming up. I think Medium is has come up with regional. Soon you will find more and more regional content in e-commerce sector and superior edit fonts in real-time subscription using this and the Indian input made easier. So they have. This is a very interesting company. Not many have thought of this, but they have come up with this option, and I think more and more technology development has to be done on this because there is a huge opportunity to sell. So tier 2, tier 3 countries in India, and they are still using English internet.
So this is like a browser or?
No, this is a service. This is a cloud-based service. They provide to anything. This is an application. How do you say that? It's a cloud-based service. It's a subscription-based service. See, if I have an e-commerce website for plus size clothing, and mine is basically in English. So if I want my content to be translated in real time, as you post in English, you don't really have to do the translation, they will do it. And they will allow you to do typing in the regional language. Not necessarily that you have to develop using that, they will use their service to do that. I didn't go deep into that, but it's a very interesting concept. So this is a subscription service, basically it's like any other cloud-based service.
Google already has this, right? And you can actually translate content to
No, yes, but yeah, it's to an extent it is a generic platform, right? So you could try go and translate something in Malayalam to English, and you'll find how funny it is. So but you cannot be funny to your customers, right? When you have an e-commerce website, but they are trying to be more native, more practical, perfection is what matters in this. Yeah. So Google already has it. You can directly use Google services and automatically translate. Those kind of things are there, but this is more specific, more Indian, more decon, I would say. They have their own fonts and everything. I don't know this company. I'm not representing this but this is a very interesting, software development that they have done, and they have been funded and they are good. Because recently, Indian government has put a law that all those mobile OS need to support Indian languages. Because there are a lot of Indians who cannot use English, smartphone, just because they cannot type English or understand English. So to lose languages means losing huge human capital, cultural capital, even a real capital, because languages can be economically productive if they are used manually for developing technology. So it's very important to develop technology for our mother tongue, our languages. The fourth point is, I call it the Mocha topic. It's the vanishing vocabularies. We see what's in the vocabulary and writing and what we speak. This is what is happening now. For example, if you watch a movie, it's either slow movie, slow movie, waste movie, or mass movie. We don't really go into details, explaining things. There is a poet, a Tamil poet, Manushya has said that we don't have details in our conversation. So we should start explaining more with details. With a specific detail. If you are appreciating a story, go with details. That actually makes your life more interesting than just this. Shallow speaker, I will just give you a good example. Like if you scold a person in English in a bad word, that will not make a big impact. Just do the same thing in Tamil, this is what happens to you. So a language makes a real impact on you. And on your thought process and your beliefs and everything. So, without knowing, we are doing the shallow speaking, but I think it's the trend of the day to do that. But I would prefer to go in detail when you explain things, when you talk about a particular topic. Go in detail. Try to be very creative in explaining things. So I think that's very important. That's the way we save the language. The more you speak it, the more the language is saved. And stronger language skills build stronger character. Now, if you are very strong in your language, you are very strong in your thoughts, which means that you have a stronger character. You have a personality. You create a personality. If you don't have a good language, you can easily differentiate. If a person is a good orator, if a good speaker, is good in language, is good in writing, he can convey things precisely. So you will build a character. It's very important to speak language correctly and improve your vocabulary. So our languages have survived tenaciously for truly a linguistic democracy. To keep our democracy alive, we have to keep our languages alive. So let's speak more of our mother tongue. I spoke in English because there are other people who can't understand Tamil. So ideally I should have spoken in Tamil, but I wanted this to be in English so that everybody can connect with me. So this is my short presentation. So watch your language, watch what you speak, because what you speak is what is in your mind. This is how you represent yourself. This is how your thought process goes. So it's very important to know what you speak. So on this International Mother Language Day, I wish everybody to speak more of your own mother tongue. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In German was getting into a stage where people were not taking it forward. Roman, they started writing in Roman. Actually, German had a script, but they ditched it and they adapted to Roman, which people think is English, which is actually Roman script. So sometime back, I was watching some interview and somebody suggested that why can't Tamil or Hindi become that. For example, I might want to speak in Hindi, okay, but learning it and speaking it is difficult. When I say kya hai, KYA, HAI, it's easy for me because I already know English. And if the script is going to be English, for me, like a French or a German, I can easily, for Teresa, if Tamil is written in English, we probably could pick it up easier. So there was a suggestion that, why can't, the script of Tamil can become Roman script. Okay, there were debates on it. So what is your take on it? I mean, do you see it as a growth or as a linguist, you would say, no, that's not the way, that cannot be a way forward to save a language?
Okay, as I was saying earlier, the script will come and go. The language will stay. The Tamil that was spoken 5,000 years ago is still being spoken. The words that were used are still being spoken. That's because we are speaking it. We are not writing it. Not everybody writes language. Not everybody was literate. So it's very important to speak the language. If you want to learn my technique is to first to speak the language. If you don't speak the language, you cannot pronounce it. You try to learn French, you try to learn German, or you try to learn Spanish. It's very difficult if you go from the alphabet way. You cannot, you will be fed up of it and you will lose interest in one day, even a couple of days. But if you start watching movies, you start speaking to people in Spanish or French, especially French, there are a lot of words in silent, a lot of us are nasal, a lot of us, if you go to Arabic, everything is spoken here, in your film. So if you want to learn a language, I would suggest you to start speaking it. This is an easy way. What you said is a way of reading it, but I don't like that, or I don't agree that to go via a language, because there are Tamil is pronounced perfectly if you read it using Undalam and everything. Because when you go via other language, they don't have that sounds in the language. Even though you can differentiate the dots and everything, there is a way to do that. There were people, because people come from British during this East India days. People come from London, they documented everything, right? So first, what they did was study Tamil via English. So they were the people who created the dictionary. They are the people who created the lessons and everything. There are ways to do it, but it's a very roundabout way. And basically, language learning is personal. Whatever is comfortable to you is what you should do. But the more you speak, the more you learn the language. If you just by heart the script, you cannot learn the language. So I hope I answered the question, but I don't think that will work. You will not be perfect in your language if you go via that algorithm.
Yeah, usually also because it's not just about knowing the language, right? When you say Tamil, there's so much more than communicating. If I just want to communicate, I can speak to English, and like you said, by speaking English, everybody understood. So if it is communication, we don't need anything beyond one language, right? Which is what probably one nation is trying to do. That we should be able to communicate with each other easily, efficiently. But then knowing a language goes beyond that, right? I mean, there's such beautiful things in Tamil because I had second language as Tamil. I could enjoy a book in Tamil.
Yeah.
So it's not just about speaking, right? It's going beyond it and enjoying the literature or whatever.
No, I'm just saying you should not stop by speaking. But the more you speak, you will understand the language. Then you can go to the script and read it. You can use the English way of reading it. See, once you learn the language, if you go and read in English also, you will pronounce it correctly.
No, it's not my opinion.
No, I'm just saying.
There was some thought, because we say languages are, destroy identity, yeah. So other protect another, like German has taken a Roman route and they have survived. So, especially endangered language, script we can protect.
Not all the languages have the script. All those 17 languages, 24, 25, 30, have the script. So the language thrives by speaking, not by the script. But we are fortunate that we have a script. So the more you speak is what the language is. So you should start speaking. Writing is a luxury, I would say. The more you speak, it lives.
So actually, when you start it's at the speaking level, right? And it also depends on the person's interest of learning. Like for example, Teresa, it's the amount of effort that you put in to learn the language, isn't it? Like there are certain people who learn language within 2-3 months from the date they land into any space, and only when you start learning, when you start understanding, then you get an interest to sit and write it, like to learn the script. So for which you need to understand the language first to dive deeper into it.
Even Mother Karthi has come up with a script. Because not only this, there is a problem in using our languages in the internet. Because Unicode has a lot of problems. People are trying to solve that. Those typography people are trying to solve that. They're trying to come up with various ways of because the typography is designed, the general worldwide typography is designed for Roman languages, like English. So even if you see that those print days, they had a lot of facilities for English letters. So it was very difficult to put our own letters first in those print days. Now the digital letters now, the same problem has been addressed by those typography people. They're trying to. Well, I met the person who designed the rupee symbol from Design Institute in Gujarat. He's a professor there. He's a Tamil guy he's the one who designed the rupee symbol. So they are actually trying to solve that. They're not just this, the digital letters are also having a problem because of the Unicode restrictions. There are a lot of technicalities behind it, but they're trying to solve it. And OneParamount has come up with a solution of different scripts for them. He's doing his own research. If you know that he has a tank of words that can be used for Tamil songs. He has created a big tank of words. So he's using technology. He's very creative, right? He's using technology to do a lot of things. And one of the things I don't know, is because he wants his name to be, because some people try to do that, right? So this script is created by Madan or something, but it's a nice idea, but I don't think it will work. It's like the Kongu Nai to become this kind of Nai, right? It was changed by the barrier. Something like that he's trying to do for Tamil. He has come up with a script for I and everything, all those jumping down, going up scripts, letters. He has come up with that. But I'm not sure, but many people are opposing that. I don't know how it is going to go. And there is a lot of politics involved in the Unicode formation. The government is not approving a lot of things to go beyond Hindi. A lot of research funding is not happening to Tamil. This typography conference is done by enthusiasts, not by the government. Ideally, it should have been done by the government, but this is done by the people who live in Malaysia, Norway, everything. There was for the people who are funding it and they are doing it. The Tamil, what we are reading now in the internet is not contributed by Indian government. It's done by the people outside. And actually it's much better than other languages if you see. The content that is available in Tamil is much better than any other language. Yeah. So we are fortunate in that way. So, and the idea of this, why I wanted to do this presentation is that I want to share a few beliefs I have and put some thoughts on those diversity of languages available in India and then give importance to everything. And also start speaking more detailed language in day-to-day basis, so that life is more interesting when you speak in detail.